$699 for a PS5 Pro with matching graphics performance of a 3080 sounds pretty great, right? Well, with the rumors of the NVIDIA RTX 5080 and Radeon's 8000 series GPUs coming out, you may want to consider the fact that the PS5 Pro might be 2 generations behind in GPU technology, especially by the time it gets into your hands. This is why there are 3 things you must consider before you hit that pre-order button. And that third reason is super important, so stick around to see how this would factor in for your decision. Welcome back, Blaze here, and I wanted to talk a bit about the PS5 Pro and whether the $699 investment is a smart decision for you, or are you better off investing into a more future-proof custom PC build? So let's say that you have $700 to spend right now, and you're deciding on whether picking up one of these PS5 Pros is worth versus starting the journey into your first PC. And there are a few things to consider here. So the first thing, it's of course in regards to performance. The PS5 Pro is rumored to have a 3080 level experience, which is very much still a powerhouse by today's standards. So you'll be able to attain high frame rates, 4K gamings, and apparently even ray tracing in many games. Yet the only problem with the PS5 Pro, you won't be able to simply swap out the graphics chip for something a little bit more powerful. Whereas let's say you took that $700 and purchased a starter custom PC, you are still setting yourself up to save for a 5080 in the future, for example. Or even a 4070, which is supposed to be the equivalent of a 3080, yet more power efficient. 4070s are going for about $550 right now, which of course that is most of your budget. And so there would have to be compromises if you are strictly on that $700. Regardless, the fact remains that the PS5 Pro, one of the caveats, you just will not be able to upgrade, which may or may not be a factor in your decision. And with the release of the 5070 and the 5060, those cards may even be on further par with the PS5 Pro, if not even stronger. So first reason, performance. If you're just looking for something that can handle your games on a day-to-day basis and you're not concerned with anything more than just turning a system on and off, then the PS5 Pro may be for you. Second reason, let's say you've been gaming on PlayStation gear for a while, and maybe this is more specifically for our PS4 gamers here. Let's say you are considering a $699 PS5 Pro because you had a PS4 for so long and you already have a library of games in your PSN account, maybe even physical discs, all kinds of controllers, headsets, so on and so forth that may be actually compatible with the PS5 Pro. Then in that situation, it may be a hands down no-brainer. PS5 Pro. Now on the flip side of that, let's say you are considering a PC and you have been, and you don't really spend too much money on PlayStation. Maybe you don't even have a PlayStation console. You're a Switch, you're Xbox player primarily, and the PS5 Pro is your first consideration. In that situation, I gotta say, $699 for your first PlayStation console, big maybe. If you appreciate the ecosystem of a plug-and-play functionality, you don't have to worry about upgrading any components, drivers, maybe even storage, although there is a slot for the PS5s to add storage, so that's not too different. But you don't want to do the whole PC build with the case and getting the power supplies, and you know what I mean? Like, I get that, that's a lot. Then sure, $699 for a plug-and-play system that replicates the Switch or the Xbox ecosystems, it may make sense to you. If you even have thought a little bit about a PC, then this is your sign, and I urge you to go for it, because nowadays for $699 is a very feasible entry-level gaming system, especially with all the hardware out in the 30 series that are available. 4060s and 4070s even most of the time match and outperform some of the 3070s and 3080s that are out there, and you can get even better prices on secondhand or used items from reputable places like Micro Center, just because of their warranties and whatnot. Then I encourage you to really go for it. There is a lot of guides available right now. I even plan to create videos on PC building, tech tips, little things that I've learned here and there. So you are always going to have resources. Shoot, you even have me. Leave a comment here, ask me questions, reach out to me. Many of you see me live all the time. Don't be afraid to ask. Knowledge is always meant to be shared, and that's something that I've always been a proponent on, because gatekeeping is just lame, right? So back to the point. If the PS5 Pro would be your first PlayStation console, I highly recommend you think about it. Take that $699, maybe start investing into your custom PC. Because let's face it, you are always going to be buying games. You're always going to be buying controllers, headsets for your PlayStation as well. Yes, if I start a computer build now, then I'm just going to continue dumping money into it. Yes and no, to a certain extent. As long as you get the right pieces and quality equipment, you won't have to do much. Case in point, Sugar's PC has been lasting her for 4 or 5 years. I've built my PC and it's been going on for 2-3 years. Nothing's burnt out on them. They've been upgraded, of course. But as far as anything breaking down or anything, it's been fine. But maybe that's because I'm more of the tech savvy person, and that's why I'm here to help you guys too. Because I know technology can be a little bit intimidating. So the PC thing, go for it. I'm telling you, just go for it. I didn't really cover the, what's it called? I didn't really cover the PlayStation exclusive games because over time, many of them do eventually get released onto Steam or even other consoles. So that's why for the second reason, it's just on the ecosystem in itself of here's a console, I plug it in, pick it up and I play. Some people just like that. The only argument on the game side that I can say is that there is a lot more availability just because you always have these pre-release games or early development games. You also have other stores like Epic Games, GOG, but many of those that are just in it for the ecosystem of the plug and play functionality are not too concerned about the availability of games. At least I don't think. Let me know if I'm wrong. And then the third reason, again, upgradability. I know this briefly touches on my first point about the graphics performance, although this is just in the general sense of upgradability. When you buy a PS5 Pro, you're going to be pretty much stuck with being able to upgrade just the storage. And I'm not saying that I upgrade my computer processor all the time. I'm not upgrading my graphics card every single year. Well, actually, this was the first year that I did that, so I'm actually very grateful. I didn't need to though. I have a perfectly fine 3080 Ti that's sitting in my closet right now. If you're just trying to play games, that 3080 Ti PS5 Pro, that'd be enough. So the third point is really just about the upgradability functions of it. I like tinkering in case I want to upgrade my processor, which I already have before. If I want to add more than one stick of storage, then I have that capability to do so. The freedom to also select what kind of operating system you have on your computer is also pretty nice. I'm not saying that the PS5 Pro software is janky or anything. It's just more about that flexibility. And again, that may be more of a technical thing. It is just nice knowing that because I'm not stuck on one console, I'm not stuck with one user interface. For example, the PS4 interface is probably not going to see the PS5, you know what I'm saying? And so the upgradability in general applies to the software and the hardware aspects. Plus, we haven't even touched on the customizability, talking like RGB lights, fans, all the array of cases available. You get what I'm saying. And sure, $699 is not going to get you the most flashiest and fastest computer right away. My point that I'm saying is to really consider if you really just want to spend that $699 and be set. You have your plug and play functionality. All your games are just right there ready to go. Or have you been considering getting into PC gaming and you already have that $699 available? I highly encourage you to think about maybe building a custom PC, especially for those that are interested in staying ahead of gaming technology. While it may be cool to say I got the latest and greatest, a lot of the pricing right now has to be considered. At what point do you start to lose the dollar value in comparison to what is available and even the freedom that you have with a custom PC versus being stuck on just one console? I mean, I'll be honest, I think it is really great that Xbox has allowed their platforms to be connected between the desktop and the consoles. Is it hurting the Xbox business a little bit? I think we're seeing a little news here and there of that, right? But of course, they already have the Windows operating system, but I digress because that's not even a fair comparison. So what side are you on? Are you grabbing a PS5 Pro? Or are you considering getting a custom PC? Drop a comment below and let me know, what do you value more? Convenience and exclusives or customization and long-term power? So let me know in the comments. Are you team PS5 Pro, team custom PC? I'm really curious to see which direction you all go. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, where I give my perspective on streaming and gaming technology. Thanks y'all.